Flamingo Gardens was originally founded as a citrus grove in 1927 by Floyd and Jane Wray on a naturalized hammock surrounded by reclaimed land of the Everglades. The Wrays welcomed the public and promoted the beauty of the Everglades. In 1939, Mr. Wray wrote, "You are welcome to Flamingo Gardens and are invited to spend as much time as you desire, my only request being that you help us preserve this beauty spot for others." True to her husband's wish, Miss Wray left instructions in her will to establish a non-profit organization to preserve the core property for future generations and emphasize the history of the Florida Everglades as a perpetual beauty spot. The Everglades Wildlife Sanctuary at Flamingo Gardens opened in 1990. It was one of the first of its kind in South Florida to give residence to permanently injured or non-releasable Florida native wildlife. Today, it has the distinction of being the largest collection of Florida native wildlife in the state, giving a home to over 90 native species, including alligators, bobcats, eagles, falcons, hawks, otters, owls, and panthers.
There are some cases where we actually rescue animals that maybe weren't in the greatest condition and in a very great habitat. Josh the bear happens to be one of those candidates.
Josh's life has changed for the better, with room to move, green grass, and a healthy diet.
One of the very exciting things we get to do here at Flamingo Gardens is we get to rehabilitate animals that were brought in by Good Samaritans who have rescued them off the streets, brought them to us where we are able to heal them and release them back into the wild.
As part of its mission, Flamingo Gardens Everglades Wildlife Sanctuary is committed to raising native animal wildlife populations. Its breed and release program releases over 200 birds born in the sanctuary back to the wild. And its otter breeding program is one of the most successful in the nation, with over 37 otter pups born in the sanctuary and released to the wild or other breeding programs. Each year, Flamingo Gardens receives hundreds of injured birds and animals, the vast majority of which are rehabilitated and released. Some of those that can't be released become ambassadors at our daily wildlife shows, a perennial favorite for our visiting students.
I love the otters.
The wildlife show has the coolest animals.
I love to feed the flamingos. The trees are huge. I like that they rescue animals and give permanently injured animals a home.
Flamingo Gardens has been at the forefront of providing ecological education since 1988. Each year, Flamingo Gardens hosts more than 30,000 students on class field trips and summer camps. For many, it is their first exposure to wildlife and the great outdoors. Flamingo Gardens provides free or reduced admission to over 5,000 underserved youth from Title I schools and children with special needs each year.
When I began working at Flamingo Gardens in 1965, I had many conversations with Jane Wray about the ultimate purpose of Flamingo Gardens and her vision. The purpose was to preserve the memory of the pioneers of this region and the agricultural efforts of those pioneers, and to stress the importance of the Florida Everglades and our natural habitat here. And our purpose here, especially exemplified by the fact that we have 30,000 plus school children a year come through here to learn about the Everglades and the preservation of the glades and the importance of the Everglades. That's probably the accomplishment we're most proud of here is what we've done for the children of Broward County.
A trip to Flamingo Gardens offers children an interpretive, up-close introduction to the plants and animals of South Florida and the Everglades. Students learn how we impact our environment and things we can do to protect it. The ecological field trips at the gardens are attended by over 30,000 students each year, including thousands of underserved youth, helping to build social and emotional connections to nature through hands-on experiences. As a result, field trips to Flamingo Gardens have become a rite of passage for generations of South Floridians. As Flamingo Gardens nears its 100th anniversary, it has much to celebrate. So all would be well were it not for the fact that decades of wear and tear have taken a toll on the buildings and infrastructure of the gardens. The visitor center is in great disrepair, and our meeting room is no longer fit for public use. Our visitor, staff, and technological needs have outgrown the current facilities and infrastructure. Our parking, restroom, and classroom facilities no longer meet the needs of the 150,000 plus guests that visit Flamingo Gardens each year.
In the face of such daunting challenges, Flamingo Gardens has forged boldly ahead. Flamingo Gardens Board of Trustees and staff have taken steps to create a 10-year plan to secure the future of the gardens. A $4 million fundraising goal has been set to design and build a new welcome center and learning center. It will have first-class visitor facilities, exhibition space, gift shop, dining, and 4,000 square feet of multi-purpose education and meeting space with updated technology and expanded parking to see it to its 100-year anniversary and beyond.
The plans may begin with the Welcome Center and Learning Center, but they do not end there. We plan to enhance Flamingo Gardens to serve our community for the next century to come. With support from longtime contributors and the investment of others who are inspired by our vision, Flamingo Gardens is poised to rise to a new level of prominence and effectiveness, but we need your help too. With your assistance, we will continue Floyd L. Wray's original vision for future generations to enjoy Flamingo Gardens in all of its wonderment. Please join our efforts and commit to helping us preserve this beauty spot, this historical spot, this ecological spot, and this educational spot. Together, we can make these goals a reality and make this beauty spot a place for all to enjoy for decades to come. Thank you.